This episode of Tap That AZ is brought to you by Park Hotel and Smeltertown Brewery, located in a super cool historic brick building in downtown Clarkdale. Clarkdale is a nice, quiet little town in the Verde Valley, 10 minutes from Cottonwood, and it's a perfect place for a quiet little getaway because it's the home to Arizona's first bed and brew. Located in the main part of the first floor is sneakily one of the best breweries in Arizona, Smeltertown Brewery. Head brewer Tim Godin is crafting some incredible beers with something for everyone. For our hop heads, they have a range of IPAs, including the best milkshake IPA I've ever had, Modern Miner. But for those looking for a little bit more malt, they've got a great amber and a killer milk stout. They even have some great bar bites, including nachos, brats, and pretzels. Attached to the tap room is Park Hotel, which includes 8 renovated rooms with all of the modern amenities, including a desk with a charging station if you need to get some work done, and wall-mounted TVs to chill out right before bed. And the huge upside to Park Hotel, it is literally just steps away from the Smeltertown Brewery tap room. Go to ClarkdaleParkHotel.com to book your room and SmeltertownBrewery.com to start making your beer wish list for your next nice little Arizona getaway. Okay, so you guys are my first guest. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Yes.
Very happy. It's beer day.
It is beer day, and we're just getting started. I think, right? It's 12:30.
Yep.
So has general admission started yet?
Not
no,
yet.
they're not till 1:30.
Yeah, you'll
Way
smell
out
them.
there.
Yeah.
You smell them.
It was actually super easy to get in. The line was super short, very quick.
They
Yeah.
did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good job. And I'm sure you guys have been to multiple Strong Beer Fests or beer festivals.
I have. This is his first.
Yeah, this is my first one.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, dude.
Yeah.
Well, Eon,
I-
right?
Ian. Yeah.
Ian, dude.
Ian again.
Great to. And Shelby
Yes.
from Channel
Channel 37 online.
What is Channel 37
I'm a
online?
web developer. I make websites for specifically. My target is breweries. That's my other love aside from making websites. So I got lucky enough to be able to combine the two, and that's what I do for work now. But I also do have a full-time job for a different company. But this has been my life for the last 5 years. It's just websites.
So your side hustle was drinking craft beer, and so your side hustle is making websites for craft beer.
That's what it ended up being. And I rebranded. I used to be Jumpin' Fred Flash. I rebranded this year to Channel 37. So my focus this year right now is kind of just brand awareness. That's why I'm out here wearing my shirt, and I got stickers and pins and all kinds of shit, and I'm just really excited. Yeah.
If you've ever seen a bathroom stickered out, you've seen her sticker.
Oh yeah. I carry them with me every bar we go to. I slapping
Every
stickers on
single
everything.
one. Check the back of the toilets. We get in the crevices.
Yeah. That's a hashtag right there. Hashtag we get into crevices. I did that one time. I bought a bunch of cheap stickers, and I gave my friends. We went on a little beer crawl in Tucson, and I went in to go to the bathroom, and they had stuck it on the toilet seat. I'm like, man, that's a little too far, man. Right? That's vandalism.
I had. I remember I went into one and I saw one on a urinal, right where you pee.
Of the Channel 37?
No, not of those. We're not there yet.
Okay.
We're doing well.
Yeah.
She's doing well.
Yeah.
But somebody put their sticker on a urinal, and I'm like, oh man, that's dedication.
That is, because it's going to get removed, right?
Well, that
Or
and
peed
it's
on.
all pissed on. So you're touching piss. So
That's true.
That's the first thing I'm thinking of.
You're a different type of thinker,
Marketing, man. Brand awareness.
Yes.
Brand awareness.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true, and
Getting
that's guerrilla marketing, right?
Yeah,
That's-
absolutely.
if you're not pushing a boundary, you're not doing it right. Yeah. Well, I've seen your work, Shelby. I've seen Simple Machine. I do a lot of things with Simple Machine. You design their website,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And I've done Throne. Trying to get Kitsune, but we'll
come
see
on,
how that
Tyler.
goes.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
I've been bothering him.
Have you? He
Yeah.
needs it. He deserves to be bothered.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, okay. So, who are you guys excited to see here at the? So, you're a veteran. So, we'll come
Yeah.
to you in a second.
Okay.
Who are you? Your first time at a beer this beer festival?
Me, I'm not a beer expert by any means. So
Okay.
everything I'm trying today is completely fresh.
Okay.
Half the time when I drink a beer, I don't remember it the next day. I don't know what it's called, nothing. So everything I'm trying here, it's all good.
Has
Hopefully
anything
it's good.
stood out? Had anything like as far as like, oh shit, I never realized I would have liked that.
We're on
I've
our
got
first one right
Oh,
now.
you got the
ticket.
damn, and your glass is empty.
Hey,
Yeah.
I took that thing. It was all right.
What was it?
See, I forgot.
It was
That's why
something from Mother Road. Mother Road was our first stop.
Okay.
I got the new citrus. What is it? Tower Station.
Oh,
I don't know what
yeah.
you got. I know it wasn't an IPA because you don't like
It-
IPAs.
Yeah, I'm not a huge IPA drinker.
But so far, so good.
Nice
like
work,
the-
guys.
the
Mother
fruity
Road never
beers.
does bad.
And I assume you guys, oh yeah, I mean, we're all VIP at this point because general admission hasn't come in.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys went with the lowest hanging fruit. Come into VIP. What's to the left? Oh, Mother Road. Let's just
Yeah.
hop right there, right? Grab a beer.
I wanted a beer, man.
Hell yeah. Yes, it's a welcome beer. It's a welcome beer.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, you guys need to get a refill. Once again, Channel 37 online. The website is
Channel37online.com.
channel. And what is it? It says channel37.online.
That too. It all goes to the same
Hell
place.
yeah.
37
That's what-
online.
That's
I
what
do
you
some,
good.
Yeah, I do
with-
some computer hocus pocus to make them all go to the same place. So,
Heck yeah. So can you make it where like google.com goes to tap.ez.com? Can we do that?
We'll talk.
All right. Cool. Shut the camera off. Awesome, guys. Hey, it was great to meet you in person,
Yeah,
Shelby.
for sure.
And Ian.
Yep.
Great to meet you guys. Enjoy
Thank you.
the beers and the festival.
Hell yeah. Happy
Awesome.
Beer
Thank
Week.
you.
Yeah.
All right, man. Guest number 2 of the day. Actually, you know what? Hop on this one. You can leave the headphones on, yeah. But that way you can get you on the camera a little bit better.
Yeah, hey.
Guest number 2, but guest number 1.
Who was number one?
Shelby from Channel 37 Online. She does websites.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But first brewing guest, the creator of, I was going to say this beer, but I don't have it right now, but I've had like several of them. The collaboration with Mother Road. We got Jeremy DiConcino.
DiConcini.
Dang, I was about to brag
That's
how
all
I
right.
nailed it.
It's such a super, like, it's totally mispronounced a million different ways. If you're in Italy, it's DeConcini. If you're in Arizona, it can be DeConcini. If you're close to the border, if you're in Phoenix, DiConcini. And
But
then
nobody
somebody-
says DiConcino.
No, a lot of people do. Yeah.
Well, Jeremy, one of my favorite people in Arizona beer, Moto Sonoran Brewing Company in Tucson,
Yeah, that's
Arizona.
us.
You guys did two amazing beers. You guys did an Italian Pilsner.
Yep,
for
super
strong
proud
beer.
of that.
That was good, dude.
Thanks.
That's really good.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm a huge fan.
Why that? Why did you guys decide to do that for this festival? Strong beer festival, and you did an Italian Pilsner.
Well, that was the thing. When we were going to do the double IPA with Mother Road, and I was talking to the guys at the guild, I was like, guys, I don't know if I have another big beer in the hopper.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we're trying to get away from that branding,
Yep.
you know, like just more about the strength. I was like, sweet. So really, it was just purely selfish just because I wanted people to drink the Italian Pilsner because I like that beer so much. So yeah, I think maybe we'll see how the day goes, but there might be some people coming off of some big boozy stuff who like might want a soft landing with a 5.5% Pilsner.
For sure.
So we'll see.
And you guys nailed it, man. You
Oh,
guys
thanks.
nailed it. Yeah.
I love that beer.
Why Italian Pilsner?
Well, my family's Italian.
No.
DeConcini. Yeah, so that's, I mean, partly I like European beer styles generally, and I like a really good Czech Pils. I like a Pilsner done right is one of my favorite beers.
Yeah.
And then when this style sort of came out, like the branding was hard to resist, and then to dry hop a Pilsner with noble hops and get a lot of that sort of European hop character, but in a sort of more modern hop forward way, it was just kind of irresistible on every level.
Hell yeah,
So-
man. You guys nailed it. You guys nailed it. And what about the double West Coast that you guys did with Mother Road? We got to go up for, if you guys haven't watched it, go back to, it came out, what's the date today? The 18th? I think it came out the 16th of February.
Yeah.
The episode that you guys did, that we
Definitely
did.
this week.
It was definitely, yeah, sometime this week in February. Look it up. It was Mother Road and Moto Sonoran. You guys did 2 beers, and the one beer that you guys did was a double West Coast IPA.
Yep.
That one's fantastic as well.
Thanks.
You
Yeah.
guys made that in Tucson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did the double collab. We brewed the smoked Scotch ale at Mother Road, which Mother Road is serving today, and then we did the double IPA at our place, which we're serving today.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're stoked. That was the thing we wanted. Strong beer fest. We wanted to come in big, and so that was how we ended up with the big Scotch ale and then the big double IPA. And so we
Yeah.
just wanted. We had a single IPA that we made a few years ago that we wanted to mess with a little bit and kind of go a little bigger, a little more hops, a little more Citra, just kind of a bigger, wanted more of everything in that beer, and so we kind of pumped it up quite a bit. I think it turned out pretty well.
So all right, so I know that, in the podcast you talked about actually, you know what, I didn't publish this part because it was kind of before it was just the audio part of it. We hadn't got the video started,
Gotcha.
so I didn't publish that. But you were talking about how much you respect Mother Road and them as a brand and them making their beers. And so for you guys, I want to say kind of the new kids on the block, but you guys opened in 2020.
Yep.
So for you guys to partner with Mother Road, what was that experience like?
Well, I was just stoked we were able to do it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I like, because they're like I said, I do have a lot of respect for them and their beer and their business and their branding and just everything about them. So the fact that we were able to work together was just awesome. It was partly the brainchild of our distributor. I think a lot of times the distributor is kind of one of the unsung heroes in the beer business.
Sure.
So we share the same distributor, and one of their people was like, "Why are you guys not together?" I was like, "I'm ready, I'm ready." And luckily, Mother Road agreed to it, and so we just started brainstorming about how to do it and how to combine our brands and what venue to do it in, and so it seemed perfect to be able to set this up and release these beers for Strong Beer. It just, I mean, most of the time things, there's always something gone terribly wrong in the beer business, like, oh, this thing blew up, or this guy didn't show up, or the hops are messed up. That actually went perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, and we, this also involved brewing. It also involved vintage cars.
Yeah.
And somehow we made the road trip there and back. Nobody broke down. Nobody caught fire.
Yeah.
The beers came out great, because you never know. I mean, this is a one-time batch for, this one-time festival. Anything could have gone wrong in the beer
Sure.
process, but they're very tight on their manufacturing, and we try to be too. So it turned out great.
Yeah. Well, and thank you to both you guys. Brought us on. Mother Road reached out and like, hey, we want to grab some content. We want to get some video, some photo of this. So that was an experience in itself. Is after the brew day. Actually, was it the same day or the next day that we drove down? You guys
It was
drove
the next day.
Next day.
Yeah, we drove up the night before, brewed, and then partied down at Mother Road, and then drove down the next day.
Yep, drove down, and so we had, we're driving down in Luke's car, my business partner, videographer, and we're giving you guys instruction via text. All right, hey, DeConcini boys, get in the front. You guys got to be in the front. We got to get these shots. Hey, we're gonna pull over at this rest stop. Just drive by like nothing's going on, and that was pretty fun to do, to capture the drive of those vehicles you guys have, right? Because they're not exactly, they're not the 2022 Nissan Altima that I just bought that is just going to smoothly sail down there.
No, not even close. I mean, Michael's Mustang is the first car he ever had.
Yeah.
Like, he's had that car for 30 years, and it's full of rust and all kinds of issues.
Yeah.
And then Dennis's truck he bought for $700.
A couple days before.
Yeah, my BMW came out of a snowbank in Michigan, hadn't run in 10 years, just recently gone on the road. So there were a lot of question marks that luckily went our way.
Yeah. So if you guys are listening to this, go to Moto Sonoran's social media, go to Mother Road's media. You can see the video that we did of them driving down. That was just a really fun experience. Ending up in Fountain Hills at Phil's filling station, had lunch. It was just really, I appreciate you guys involving us with that.
It's great, man. Like I said, that just went. Like, rarely in life do things go that well, and I was stoked that
That's
they
right.
really
That's
did.
why we're looking over our shoulder now, like, all right, what the hell's going to happen now, and to pay for that.
Meteors,
But,
our tents are next to each other right here, so there's gonna be a meteor that comes and takes us out or something.
Sure, yeah. Mother Road's over there. They're gonna be saved.
Yeah.
But hey, man, it's been a good ride though, dude.
Cheers. Thanks. I wish
Cheers.
I got him. Cheersing with water, but
Hey, dude,
it's a long day at a beer fest.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
just
hydrate.
two-person team today, right? Just you and your.
Yeah, Eddie, my brewer, and I came up. My brother lives in Phoenix, and so he showed up and is volunteering for us a little bit.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
He's the guy in the Hawaiian shirt pouring beer. So yeah.
When you say volunteering, he's also an owner, right?
No, different brother.
Oh, different brother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not an owner, a very enthusiastic participant. He's decked out in the gear, the Hawaiian
So it's
shirt.
not
and
Jeff.
everything. No, yeah, my brother Joel. He's a military guy, pilot.
Yeah.
Kinda, like, got a whole different kind of career. Super interesting guy, but yeah.
Cheers to Joel then.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Jeremy, keep up the good stuff in Tucson, man. I every time people go to Tucson, they're like, "Where do I go?" Moto Sonoran's one of the top places.
Thanks, man.
I tell
I appreciate
them,
it. Yeah, thanks for all you're doing to help, help AZ craft beer.
Doing what I can, man. Drinking one pour at a time.
One little 3-ounce pour at a time. Thanks, man.
All right, buddy.
Cheers.
What the fuck are you drinking? Cheers, 40. Cheers, we're rolling, buddy. We're rolling. So, very special guest that I have right now. My podcasting career started with my pal, Brian Ford, a.k.a. 40.
Pretty original.
Dude, we won't go down my explanation, my nickname, because some people think it's stupid. Luke, my business partner, he's sitting down. What a dick. No, so Ford, dude, you're here at Arizona Beer Festival, man.
Fantastic scene. I've only
Right.
seen 3 people fall down.
That's it? Dude, we got like 3 hours to go in this thing. It's going to get fucking ridiculous. Yeah. Have you seen a few people fall already?
Yeah, stumbled. Yeah, it's been.
That's it. It's 2:15 on a Saturday,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that a lyric of a Billy Joel song?
Nope.
So, Ford, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I grew up in the same small town you did in East Palestine, Ohio, which nobody knew of until recently.
About a
With
week,
the- About a week. Yeah.
2
about-
weeks ago now.
About 2 weeks ago, but
Yeah.
people finally started realizing what was going on in our little small dinky shit town in Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's
Trains blowing up
trains
and
blowing
shit.
up, putting a bunch of toxic stuff in the air, and
Yeah.
yeah, I moved to Florida in about 05, 06, which is when you moved to
07 here to
yeah,
Arizona.
to
Yep.
Arizona. So
Yep.
we've been kind of apart, but we always stay connected. And you and I did a podcast about music called the Mixtape Podcast, and we had a segment called "What the Fuck Are You Drinking?" with a little jingle.
Right, and we're going to
What the
play
fuck
that right
are you
now.
drinking? Yeah,
Dude, that's great. Like, because that was a theme that we saw that was consistent, right? There was the music, and then there was the drink, and those were the 2 consistent themes in that podcast.
and for me, it was like just an excuse on a Friday to hang out with you, drink beers, get away from everything else,
Yep.
and yeah, just talk about music and stuff. And
Well, it's pretty cool because, like specifically, Peoria Artisan, Matt from Peoria Artisan reached out because I tagged them in a post. I got a growler or something from there, and I was drinking one of their beers on our episode. And Matt's like, "Dude, you should come into the tap room, do a live podcast." And I'm like, "I don't know how to do that." Ford, my buddy, good business guy, was like, "Dude, you need to figure that shit out because
Yeah.
like there are breweries asking for you to come in
Yeah.
and cover them, and the rest is history." We got Melissa Anaya from Eat Drink AZ. Look at that! Oh, she's got her Be Fresh. Look at all that.
Well,
Look
what's
at all that.
amazing now is to see, like, that was the beginning, and you kind of just took a chance, took a leap. You were in the corporate world at the time.
Yeah.
And to see what's happened, from then until now is it's pretty amazing, man.
Yeah.
Just to walk around with you here in the scene and see how everybody knows you, everybody recognizes you. It's a real tight-knit community. You can see it. Everybody, and it's not like it doesn't seem like it's one of those industries where, everybody's competing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of seems so much more collaborative where everybody's like feeding off each other, but it's not cutthroat.
No.
It seems like everybody's kind of in it together.
For sure. Oh, for sure. Like it's almost like some industries are like it's cutthroat up front, and on the back it's like, oh yeah, well we're cool. Here it's like we're cool up front, and then in the back it's like fuck that guy, So it's reversed a little bit now. No, for the most part, it's such a great scene because it's we're all building each other up, right? Like somebody comes to my table, and I don't want people to stay here, right? I want people to, I'm like, hey, go over to Front Porch and check out this hazy IPA. Go over to Simple Machine, check out this barrel aged beer. Go to Lazy G, try their West Coast IPA. It's cool, man. And dude, when you add alcohol into the mix, that just fucking throws everything up in the air, and you don't know what
wild
the hell you're
cards.
gonna do.
Just throwing a bunch of wild cards into the group.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
man!
Yeah.
But so, have you been to many beer festivals?
A few.
Okay.
Yeah. Before kids, a bunch.
Okay.
After
Yeah.
kids, not so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We used to do the whole pretzel necklaces. We used to do the whole thing.
You were that.
Yeah,
fucking
I was that guy.
Yeah.
I was that guy. Yep.
So, what do you think so far? Like, what have you been impressed by at this festival?
Well, I mean, just number one, the weather. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
out. It's
dude,
perfect.
Arizona
Low
in
70s,
freaking
and
February.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
What's amazing to me, and I told you this as soon as I came in, is I don't even live out here, but I know these breweries through your podcast.
Yeah.
And through your what you guys do on
love
social. So I know Four Peaks, I know Paddle House, I know all these guys, the shop beer
Yeah.
company. I know all these guys just from what you guys do. So those are the stops I made first.
Yeah.
Is to go to those ones. So,
Mother Road, I think you
Mother
stopped at
Road.
Mother
Yep,
Road.
Yep,
Yep,
from Flagstaff.
I always love that, dude. Ford will. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. All right.
See, just what I was talking about.
Yeah. Well, dude, the random thing. That guy, his. How are you? Tina and Ryan. Tina and Ryan. Our kids actually did jiu-jitsu together at Legion MMA,
Okay.
which is the MMA gym that we did the collaboration with Simple Machine, Jean-Claude Bandana. Full fucking circle. Oh shit! No, I mean Ford. Why did it take me so long to realize that eating and drinking was my calling? Right?
Oh, dude, we knew it. We knew it since high school. Yeah. Those are your passions: eating and drinking.
I'd go to Ford's house and just eat all of the food.
Oh, dude, my mom would come home like, "Where's all the snacks? We don't have any snacks."
Walters was here.
Yeah.
Walters was here. Yeah. One time, we got to tell this story. I told the story a little bit earlier, but Ford has a brother that's, I don't know, 8-9 years younger than us.
Yep.
And I was over there hanging out. Kids love me. Kids are gravitated towards me. So I'm playing with his little brother David, who's like six years old. We're wrestling and shit, and I grab him by the ankles. And at this time, I'm a high school football player. I was lifting. I was a very strong dude. And I'm swinging him over the banister of the back porch. And I leaned a little too far onto the banister, and the whole porch collapsed on us. And
Wait, I mean, burying the lead, the house is made of popsicle sticks, apparently.
yeah.
Because looking back, I'm like, how did that end up destroying our entire back porch? But it did.
It did.
It was
did.
It was an entire wreckage with a little 6-year-old in Walters Lane
in the rubble. In the rubble. Full circle once again. Now
so after he ate all the snacks, destroyed the back porch, my mom's like, yeah, Walters isn't allowed to come
He's
over
not allowed
anymore.
back anymore, which is why you come out here for this beer festival. Full circle number 3. Yeah. So, Fordy, I'm glad you got to come out for this.
I love it.
This is a good time. We're only about halfway through this thing. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah, you got to pace yourself,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
It's not a sprint for sure.
All right. So when you're drinking beer, because I know you're a lover of all kinds of drinks. You like wine, spirits, all that
Bourbon,
stuff.
Yep.
When it comes to beer, what do you like?
Hazy IPA.
Hazy IPAs.
Hazy
Okay.
IPA.
Okay. So based on that, I'm going to recommend Simple Machine for sure.
Yep.
You already had the Triple Nelson from
love it.
Front Porch. You got to go to Wren House,
Oh, okay.
the Shop Beer Co.
Yep.
You had Church Music, right?
Church Music.
Church Music.
Yep.
And I would say those are some of the top hazy IPAs and Tombstone.
Okay.
Got to hit up Tombstone. Yep. And I'd say that's about it, man. And then just keep eating and drinking, bro.
Keep eating, drinking. Love it. Cheers,
Cheers,
man.
buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Check.
Chickity check. This is familiar territory for you, my friend.
It is.
So we're already recording. Just to give you a heads up.
Okay.
I hit the buttons really quick. I knew I seen your face before. You need a little more volume on your head. That's about I'm high on the volume.
Oh,
That's
you are? Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. That's
There
good.
you go. Yeah. Put your mouth right up there.
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go. Oh, there we go. So you were telling me about Hop Passport, and you were so good at explaining it. I'm like, dude, we got to get you on the microphone to talk about this. And then you're like, I do a podcast myself. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I knew it. You're a professional. So introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, so my name is Matt Love. I founded Hop Passport back in 2017. This is our 6th year in business, and our main goal is to drive new people or people to visit that brewery again in breweries in their state or across the country.
Yeah. Love it. That's simple. And you?
I'm Caitlin, and so I work for Matt. I do a lot of our shipping, I do a lot of our design stuff. I'm in charge of putting all of our festivals into the calendar. I just do a bunch of random things. But, yeah,
Jack of
it's
all
great.
trades.
Yeah,
She is.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
I fill in where
Graphic
needed.
design, she's very talented in many things.
Yes. Well, so what caused you, Matt, to start this? Like, what have you always been a craft beer guy?
Honestly, I haven't. So when I was in Minnesota, that's
Where
when I
out
was
in Minnesota?
The Twin Cities. So
Okay,
in
okay.
in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And a friend was like, "Hey, Matt, let's go get some. Let's go grab a beer at this place. It's a brewery, and they have amazing wings." And when she said wings, that's what spiked my interest, not the beer. And so it was January 2nd in Minnesota, and there was over a foot of snow on the ground.
Ooh.
And when I went to the brewery, was looking at the different beers, like, okay, this is whatever. And it was like, okay, like I've had light beer, that's it. I'm
Yeah.
from Tennessee. And so I was reading the names, and there was a beer called the Snowmageddon. And I picked the beer because of the name solely, because
Yeah.
there's a foot of snow outside.
Yeah.
And so I got it, and I have a sweet tooth, and it was a dark beer, and I was kind of skeptical because I've had like Guinness before. I was like, just not a fan, but this beer just like opened my taste buds to a whole new world of craft beer. And since then, I've just fell in love with the brewery scene, more of the atmosphere, how it brings people together.
Yep.
Most time you go to a bar, there's TVs, people are being entertained by their phone or their TV, but when you go to breweries, your entertainment is the people you come with.
Sure.
And, or it could be the person behind the bar telling the story about how it came to be, and their craft. And that's what's so great.
Craft. Yep.
Exactly. It's
Yep.
just, this liquid they made in that building with probably the water or, wherever part of the country it is. Like, I just came from Colorado, and, a lot of places like, oh, this is from the streams of Colorado, the water, or like, the malts were, from a farm 3 miles away in Tennessee, or,
Yep.
whatever. So it's just so cool to hear those stories and people's passion in the liquid that you're drinking.
For sure. You know what? Same. Like it's like I like craft. I grew up in Ohio, right? We drank Busch Light, we drank Genesee, and which is probably why I didn't really drink beer growing up, right?
Yeah.
Smart decision.
Yeah, right. Wasn't that great? But then when I started really getting into craft beer out here, and going in the Flagstaff to Beaver Street and playing pool and having the Railhead Red, and then going to Mother Road when it opened in 2011, I'm like, holy shit, this is different. Like, this is a different, and you can taste the freshness, and like you said, the people behind the bar who are very passionate about it. So, dude, I've seen Hop Passport. I've seen your podcast as well. What's the podcast called?
It's called What's a Brewin'.
What's a Brewin'?
And you can find it right now on Spotify. We're really busy, so we're definitely going to be putting it on the other platforms. But right now, just go to Spotify, What's a Brewin'.
I love that. So not only are you through the Hop Passport, you're spreading the word about these breweries, but you're covering the stories, right?
Exactly.
I think you've done. Didn't you do a podcast with Celestial Meadery? Yeah,
I sure did. Uva. I
yeah,
interviewed Uva.
Uva.
Yeah.
One of the best, right?
Yeah.
That dude is incredible. Yeah, large man. Very large man. Gentle giant.
I mean, if you were going to arm wrestling match, his hand would probably smash mine, just gripping it.
Yeah.
He's just such a big man, but he's so passionate, not just on beer, but you hear a story about how even he's still a commercial brewer, but he is so passionate about mead, and how through just being patient and networking, he has now turned his passion into a reality with his meadery.
Yeah, love it, man. Love it. So, what's up, buddy? How are you? Got the Arizona Society of Homebrewers here representing. So, the Hop Passport, like, so if I'm a brewery listening to this episode right now and I want to get involved with the Hop Passport, how do I do that? What does that involve?
Yeah, so there's no cost. You're not going to send us a check or anything to be a part of Hop Passport. All we ask is you offer our customers a discount to get in the door.
Okay.
And so you're not paying us anything. So essentially, if you really think about it, you're using your liquid beer as a payment for our marketing. And we spend over 6 figures a year in marketing on Facebook and Google Ads. And our goal is to get people in the door, and we even have training programs for your staff to upsell our customers. Because our customers, yes, are craft beer drinkers, but they're people that love to travel, and most craft beer drinkers do that, and they have accessible income to travel to multiple states. And so even little things like, because let's say you go to Flagstaff, you're going to hit 3 breweries that day, and you drove from Phoenix. Well, you're just going to have 1 beer per location for safety reasons. You're driving, someone's driving, but teaching your staff how to upsell those customers. It's like, hey, oh, you want another round? Okay, you're good with a 1. Well, I saw you had the IPA. Would you like a 6-pack to go? Would you like a growler or a crowler? Okay, cool. Just little things like that to try to upsell our customers and make as much money as possible.
Well, and also I think, right, customers come into, you go into a brewery, you go into a restaurant, you go into these places, you want a reason to come back, right? You're not looking to be like, I just want to come here one time and get out. Like, show me why I should come back, right? Because I want to find this spot that I want to recommend to people, and sometimes it takes one beer, sometimes it takes 2 beers, 3, 4 beers if you have a driver. Somebody's going to responsibly take you home. But so in Arizona, you were telling me, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, but in Arizona with the laws, breweries are kind of limited to, you can't give them a free beer.
Yep.
You can't say, hey, come in and get a free beer. So for Hop Passport, typically you see a buy one, get one, 50% off.
So it's your first 2 beers are 50% off.
First one?
Yeah,
Oh,
your
okay,
first
so not
2.
even a full price. Okay,
Yeah,
50%.
Your first.
I like
so it's
it.
essentially a BOGO.
I like that.
It can be, if one beer's 6 and one's 7 or 5 and 6, whatever. There might be a little change in there, but for that, it's just so we abide by the laws. We don't want to get anyone in trouble.
For sure.
We just want people to support local, check out your spot. You might be in a city and it's overrun with breweries, and it's like, man, how do I stand out?
Yeah.
Or you might be a brewery like in Show Low, Arizona. It's just like, how do we get people from Phoenix and Flagstaff to come visit us?
Yeah.
And it could be the Hop Passport. It's like, man, we want to check them all off.
Yeah.
And it's so cool hearing those stories through the years where, like, one lady, she came up to us at a Christmas market, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're the Hop Passport. I was like, hey. And we're like,
Did you have the hip pack and that shirt on at the time?
those shirts
Like,
brand
that's-
new, but definitely the fanny pack.
Shout out to Be Fresh.
Be
Yeah,
Fresh.
right?
They're,
Right?
they're
Yeah.
great
Awesome.
guys. They're here today.
Yeah.
And so this is one of my favorite stories. She's like, I love your product. My dad is 82 years old, and we use the Hop Passport for our daily, our weekly date. And every week they check out a new brewery in the Hop Passport. I was like,
Super cool.
that is so cool.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
And it can just be things like that. And you could be a brewery checking this out, or a customer is like, or a beer drinker, and it's like, this would be a way to explore new locations. This is a way for you to be explored if you're a
Yeah.
brewery owner.
For sure.
And and it's funny, like even in Tennessee, I was talking to a brewery owner. This brewery called Else is right next to a really well-known sandwich shop, a sub shop. And this guy, the brewery owner, was out at the grocery store having his Else Brewing gear on, hat, shirt, and the guy's like, "Oh," the guy at the grocery store was like, "Else Brewing, where's that?" He goes, "Oh, we're in North Knoxville, and it's right next to Steamboat Subs." The guy's like, "Man, I love Steamboat. I go there all the time." And so the brewery owner's like, my location is literally next to that sub shop. Like, how do you not know about me?
Yeah.
But it's sometimes people overlook it. It's just marketing. So it's just a way to be known.
For sure.
A little highlight,
Yeah.
a little light, a spotlight on your location.
Love it, man. Love it. So, website, social media, where do people find you?
Everything's Hop Passport. So, hoppassport.com. We got at Hop Passport Instagram. We're on Facebook. And and
TikTok,
download
you
our app.
ticking?
It's free.
TikToking?
We do have a TikTok.
I
It's
started a
interesting
TikTok.
how-
I haven't done much. I
it's-
was just kidding.
And it stinks because with TikTok they suppress beer and stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the views are not there like we'd love, but but we
can
also have a
delete
free
that
app.
part.
Yeah,
Website,
yeah.
Instagram,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
But we have a free app. So if you're looking to attend beer festivals like this one, Strong Beer Fest,
Yep.
this is one of the best ones in Arizona. But if you're traveling and you have a vacation to the ocean, you're like, hey, let's see if there's a beer festival in California or Florida.
Yeah.
You can download the Hop Passport app. Caitlin, she's filling up the event calendar and the festival calendar of all the beer festivals.
in the country into the app.
Yeah,
Nice.
at no
Heck
cost.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we try to contact them, but through Google we can find them all, and we're just trying to add value to the craft beer community.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it. And with the podcast that you do, I love that because you are adding value. And what you talk about in the podcast, I've listened to a few episodes, you're telling the story, right? You're sitting down, you're telling the story of the places, you're in the place, you have a video, you show the place. It's something that's different than just a beer review, an Untapped, or this or that.
Exactly.
So I appreciate it, man. I
Yeah.
dig it. I wish I had some beer, and if you had some beer,
Oh.
but I think we can
We already
cheers.
drank it
I
all.
have some.
Hey, there we go.
Caitlin has some beer. Cheers, guys.
Hey, thank you so much for having us on.
Absolutely,
Thank you,
man. Thanks for
yeah.
jumping on the microphones for sure. Enjoy the rest of the festival. I think we got an
Yeah.
hour and a half, and
Yeah,
our
sounds
beers
like
are
it.
empty, so we should probably get these things filled up.
There we go.
Sounds
Cheers.
good. Thanks.
Cheers, guys. All right, my guest now had to take his hat off in order to in order to get on the microphone.
I only do this for you, Eric.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. I was going to cheers you, but I realized I don't have a beer. Somebody wanted a beer run for me.
Uh-huh.
And also, dude, I'm so glad you came over because I had to cut you out of the last episode, didn't I?
Did you? I
Not
don't
last episode, but the
know. You did a Real Wild and Woody.
Real Wild
thing,
and Woody,
right? And
yep.
you did like a special episode for us. I think that's what you sent me.
Well,
It
we
sounded
did,
great.
Well, we did a little bit, but you guys actually at the episode at the fest, there was so much feedback. I had to cut it out. Of that
Oh, right.
particular episode.
I remember
I think
that.
afterwards I did you're about as high as you're going to go, man.
Okay.
You might have to do one of these wide
little squat
little
down there.
Squat, yeah. But
Work out my quads.
the feedback was there was so much audio coming into the back end
Yeah,
of it.
that was a hard room, right? It was all cement and everything. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to have you back, man. You want to
Thanks.
introduce yourself, please?
Thank you, Eric. My name's Keith Mysek. I'm the president of the Arizona Society of Homebrewers. We've been in a homebrew organization since 1995, so we're well past our 25 years there. Going strong. We're definitely one of the largest homebrew clubs in the country.
Yeah.
And definitely, in Arizona, we're keeping it real. We have at least 200 active members. And
That's a big club, man.
yeah, and we were very fortunate, around the COVID times to establish a relationship with Paul's Ace Hardware, and they were able to give us some space, some warehouse space that was laying fallow. They had a previous organization in there. Julie is a great person for Paul's Ace Hardware, and they were very kind enough to allow us to go to occupy that space at a sweetheart kind of deal. It works out for her. It's a great win-win relationship on both sides.
Yeah.
We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization, fully sanctioned. So. It just works out so great. We have a great meeting space, so you don't have to move our stuff around. For I would say maybe 3 or 4 years in between. We had a clubhouse a long time ago, back on Scottsdale Road.
Yeah.
And there was probably a time frame in there, maybe 3 or 4 years, where we had to haul all our stuff back and forth, and it was just a bit of a nightmare. So it's nice to have a home base, and we're trying to grow the club. We're trying to get people back. COVID's over. We're trying to. Get back to our roots and do the great stuff that we have for the last 25 years. So
I dig it, man. So when you say don't move, so if you're part of the Arizona Society of Homebrewers, you can leave your equipment at this facility.
We don't have any personal brewing equipment at the facility.
Okay.
It's something that some of our members have asked us in the past, like, hey, why don't you have some club equipment? I know Walter Station, they started out that way. They had a communal, that was part of their club. I think they had to charge a little extra money. We're the best bargain in town. We're $60 a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And, we do 12 meetings, all educational content. We do 2 fully sanctioned BJCP competitions a year.
What is that, BJCP?
BJCP is the Beer Judge Certification Program.
Okay.
And it's probably 3,000 judges strong. They give us a bunch of tests.
We got some fans over here spilling shit.
That's okay. It's a beer fest. That's what, right?
I mean, it's all for sure to be expected. Yeah.
So I studied to be a BJCP judge back at actually the old original Papago location.
Oh wow.
That just I heard reopened like 2 weeks ago.
Not at the same location.
Jeff and Leah,
but
right?
Jeff and Leah Husso opened up, kept that brand alive.
Yeah.
I dig that.
That's cool. And so we were in the old location, and we took the original form. Actually, Rob Fulmer, the director of the guild, he and I took the test at the same time.
Oh wow!
We talked about it today. We were like, because we were talking about Papago. I'm like, we can wipe it down with some bleach. The floors down, some bleach, smell like a frat party. We're good. It was a great place, but it was kind of tough to take a beer exam there. But the BJCP program is a great avenue for teaching you about how to be more qualitative about your feedback about beer, because I could say to you that I've been brewing for 30 years, so and I used to tell people, I know when I have a bad beer and a good beer, but before I was a judge, I couldn't articulate why it was a bad beer. and
You're like, something's off. I
Right.
don't know what, but I know this isn't right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely had that skill, but I think the formal training, and I tell people that I did a 3-hour beer test, and they're like, oh, 3-hour beer test, that must have been a hard test. And I'm like,
I've done so many 3-hour beer tests in my life. Yeah.
So it was 50 multiple choice questions. You had to do 10 essays, and this is all in a span of 3 hours. And then they would interrupt you periodically with a beer that you'd have to judge, and your feedback had to match, judges already, like proctor judges, what they were saying about the beer. And sometimes they would doctor it with like off flavors, they would take a Heineken, stick it outside in the sun, and get all skunky. So we had to know like those things. So it's a really great way to know what you're tasting and how to make better beer.
I like that, right?
So-
Because that's always what I've been a big advocate of, right? Is in the online age of Untapped and all of these things that people's opinions, right? Everybody's opinion matters,
Right. It's like Yelp, right?
Yeah, right? Where is that coming from, right? Is it do you not like the beer, or is the beer shitty, right?
And that's a one thing that beer judges have to do a lot, which is like I have to judge beer styles that I would probably not normally drink or that I really care for, but I have to divorce myself of saying, oh, okay, well, I don't like that style, so that's a shitty beer. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't know if I could.
Okay, you can.
Okay, on your podcast. Okay, but you have to like put that in a box and say, okay, I don't like that beer, but is that a good example of that beer? And judge it to that, and it's a great way to learn about all the styles, and so we offer that's part of our club membership too. We give BJCP classes. We get people ready to take this test. It's a hard test, like I said.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. One of the hard tests. I mean, I did go to art school, so
You know a hard test.
I know hard tests
Yeah.
when I see one.
Yeah.
And this is hard.
Well, that's actually a really good comparison too, right? Because it's one of those things that can be like just across the board subjective, right? It's like either you like the art or you don't like the art.
Right.
Either you like the beer or you don't like the beer. Well, why do you? Like, what are the nuances of it? Like, because you get critics, right? Love them or hate them. If you have a critic who is educated and who knows what they're doing, you're going to listen to them,
Sure.
right? You're not going to look at every Yelp review, or you're not going to, as an artist at an art gallery, you're not going to look at every Google review of that, right? But the ones that know what they're doing, you want to know what the hell they're talking about, right? Like you want to be like, all right, you know what? They're right. Like they're right. So I dig that.
It's a trust thing, like
Yeah.
you pay to enter one of our competitions, and we're not the cheapest competition in town, but you're guaranteed to get good quality feedback from judges that know what they're talking about.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that's the trust thing. So yeah.
So all right. So if I'm going to put you up on stage, Keith, right, and you're gonna pitch a group of people right here today,
Yeah.
Strong Beer Festival, why you should join the Arizona Society of Home Brewers. What is the benefit? It's $60 a year for the full on
That includes everything. So
Yeah.
you can come to the clubhouse.
benefit of that.
Yep.
As somebody who is, even somebody who's like, I've never made a home brew, I've never brewed at home before, like why should I join Ash?
It's a great hobby. It gives a little bit of like cooking, a little bit of recipe formulation, some maybe some fabrication of your own equipment, and then you get to share the spoils of your brew day or of your product, with your friends, and they're like, oh, you brewed that? And that's the story that got me into home brewing. My college roommate knew I was into craft beer back in 1994, and I visited him in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and he gave me a beer. He didn't tell me where it was from. Poured it, and then I drank it. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And he gave me another one, different style, different color, everything's totally different. Drank it. Oh, it's really good. And after like a third one, I'm like, where are you getting these beers from? I'm like, who makes this beer? Where can I get it? Like he's like, I made this beer. And not only that, we're gonna make beer together tomorrow on that stove in this kitchen.
Yeah.
So he taught me how to homebrew. Up until that point, I had no idea. So that's what the club's about. It's a social club, and it's also, everything about we're Our mission statement is to preserve and promote the time-honored tradition of homebrewing and recognize it as a true art form through information, education, and dedicated practice. You know, if we were hazing you, you know, you'd have to remember that mission statement, Eric. Okay.
I already forgot about it. I've got so many distractions.
I'm gonna, you know, you get paddled if you didn't.
Keith's like, you son of a bitch. You hear what I just said?
No,
I love it.
So that's what we're designed to do. It's an art form.
Yeah.
And we're trying to recognize that, and we're trying to promote it and keep it alive. Because there's a lot of great beer out there. This is a testament to it. To a day like this, right? But if you want to learn how to get at that hobby. I just talked to one guy today. He's like, I'm retiring. I need a hobby. I'm like, this is a great hobby. You like beer. You're here. I said, come join in our club. We have these presentations. You can learn how to make great beer. We have a lot of guys that have been doing it, and girls that have been doing it for a lot of time and that know what they're doing. So it's a great resource. Thanks for having me on and talk about it.
Dude, Keith, anytime, man. Anytime. And I promise to not try to mess up the audio.
I think
this
it
one's
EQ'd
good.
me. Okay, good.
We got this one. We even got
You
on
sound
video.
you sound better than me, but you probably have
you know that's how I make it.
Well,
I make it like
you
that.
got to keep the best mic for you.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that was $50. This one's 80. You
There
know.
you go. There you go.
Keith,
Eric, thank you
appreciate
so
you,
much.
man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Cheers.
absolutely.
I'll
man.
see you real Wild and Woody this year.
Dude, absolutely.
All right.
Where do people, real quick, Arizona Society of Homebrewers, what's the website? How do people find you guys?
It's azhomebrewers.org. Can't get any easier than that.
There it is.
Come and join us and come on out, taste some of our beers, and it's a great time.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yep.